Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, HaKadosh.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yeshua, that rule well. And salutations to you, Akim, out there in the highways and the byways, preaching His word in truth and in sincerity. And here it is, GMS Chicago, coming at you again with another lesson. And basically, what we're going to go into today is going to be about this word being our weapon. You know, when it comes to us battling things, instead of taking the carnal route, we have to take the spiritual route, and that's according to what to what these scriptures say. You know, so because the carnal route, hey, you know, we have no strength here. You know, we have no power, we have no anything. The only power we have is His word. You know, and so Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai gives us that green light. That's all we have. But how are we even gonna get that green light? Again, to through this word. You know, so right now this is what we have to use to battle anything, everyone, and anything, spiritually, physically, mentally, all that. You know, so we can start off with 2 Corinthians. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 3. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." Right? You know, we're in the flesh, but yet we don't. The fight that we're in is not carnal. It's more spiritual than carnal. Even if things might seem like they are carnal, so to speak. Like, even like, for example, a fight, you might feel like your first instinct should be to fight back, but hey, the scriptures say what? A soft answer turn away wrath.
Yep.
You know, etc., etc. You know, obviously, you know, we discern, because sometimes we do have to defend ourselves, but for the most part, a lot of things can get squashed by simply sticking to what the scriptures say. You know, so like, read it again. "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." Our first instinct is to what? To have a spiritual comeback instead of a carnal comeback whenever something comes against us. You know, whether carnal or spiritual, whatever comes against us, our first instinct should always be spiritual comeback, spiritual attack, so to speak. It says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds." And really, that's more effective than us trying to go with Esau and Edom with actual guns and weapons. You know, because that's all he knows. So when if we stick to the spiritualness and fight him with spiritualness, then what? We're actually gonna be pulling down his strongholds, because most of his strongholds are what? You know, these fucking false philosophies that he's been pushed out. You know, so on and so forth. So we gotta break those down to actually have an effective attack on him. You know, it says, "Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach." You know, so that's what we gotta battle with. That's how we gotta attack with, Salakia. You know, this word. You know, whatever it may be. You know, demons attacking you personally, Esau, Edom at the job, woman, whatever. You know, this is supposed to be how we fight things back. Because at the end of the day, everything is spiritual, and Satan be playing with people to try to attack you. You know, as long as you come with this word and all that, hey, we're always gonna win. You know, these are strongholds, Salakia, we gotta push down. You know.
Yes, man.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "And I, brethren, cannot speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Hamashiach." It says, "I have fed you with milk, and not with meat, for hitherto ye were not able to bear it, neither yet are ye able. It says, "For ye are yet carnal, for whereas there is among you envying and strife and division," it says, "Are ye not carnal and walk as men?" All right, and that was Paul, speaking to the church of Corinth. All right, he was basically giving them words of wisdom, man. All right, and showing them that they was being carnal, man. All right, because here it is. He said, "For ye are yet carnal, for whereas there is among you envying and strife and division." All right. And that's all, like the brother was getting to. That all comes from having a carnal mindset, man. All right, not using these scriptures as our defense, man. All right, because a lot of situations we find ourselves, in, we can easily, get out of it, cool down the situation, through walking in the spirit, man. All right, somebody offend us in a certain way out here in the highways and byways or in our day-to-day lives. All right, we gotta, use the spirit to keep our cool. All right. And be at peace with all men if possible, man. All right, like the brother said, sometimes we might have to defend ourselves, but most of the time, as long as we're not being carnal, we can get out of certain situations, easily, man. But the minute you take on that carnal mindset, all right, then comes that strife. All right, then you want to make the last point, or you want to get your lick back, or you envying, now you feeling some type of way against somebody, for something small, because you're not in the spirit. All right, the Lord said vengeance is his, man. All right, he shall revenge, man. All right, so at the end of the day, a lot of times we just got to hold our peace, man. All right, and let the Lord deal with a lot of things, and just use wisdom, because this is our defense, this is our weapon, man. All right, when we in a spiritual battle, or even when we in a carnal battle, man.
Yeah. I got one real quick. This is Hebrews 4:12. "For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart." All right, this word, all right, if we use it and apply it the right way, man, it's the most powerful thing that we could have in this flesh, man. All right, this word is going to cut our enemies up. This word is going to guide us in wisdom, meeting us in every thought, This word is powerful, man. And that's why we have to walk in wisdom, using this word, using this word to filter the world, man. And anything that pops up, if it's a fight or some people come up against us, like the brother brought out, soft answer turneth away wrath, you see? And how do we know that? Because it's in these scriptures, man. All right, we got to be doers of the word and not hearers only, you see? But applying wisdom, in every step of our walk.
And like the scripture say, be slow to anger. That's a part of having wisdom, man. Because we in this current present evil world, man. Like the brother said, it don't necessarily be these people, all right, who be pushing our buttons, but it be the demons on these people, all right, who can read our spirit, and they kind of them demons try and fuck with us, man. So a lot of times we gotta be slow to anger, man. All right, we gotta have patience, and just meditate, upon the scriptures, man. All right, we gotta move with that wisdom, man. But I don't know how to precept. This is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness in this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places." So it's mainly a spiritual battle, man. All right, and that's why we got to use these scriptures. All right, and put on this spiritual armor, man. So we can be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, man. All right, because if we take things into our own hands, if we become carnal, we're gonna find ourselves, in a deeper hole, than we had to be in, man. And then it's not gonna be nobody's fault, but ours, for being carnal, man, and not using the spirit, man.
Can you hit keep reading or hit 17, verse 17?
Verse 17. It says, "And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the spirit, which is the word of God."
Right, we're going into this word being our defense, And you just mentioned about being spiritual, you see. The sword of the Spirit is the word of the Most High, man. All right. So use it and apply it. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, I got one real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 49.
And what?
Verse 2.
I can't.
You had that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. And here, I'll read it. You can break it down. This is Isaiah 49 and 2. And he hath made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand hath he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me.
Right, and that goes into anything and everything, from the slightest situation to the most biggest and most hectic situation. This word is the thing that we're supposed to use as our weapon.
Yeah.
To bring down his kingdom, to go against our woman when she's acting up, to go against, people at work, demons, family, when all that. This word is what, like a sharp sword. Us against other things, because hey, not everything has to be physical. Sometimes you telling a motherfucker the truth does more damage than you just punching somebody in the face.
Yeah.
So this is what we have to resort to. Obviously, we're not going to be out there sitting ducks and just let people beat on us and everything. We got to defend ourselves. But our first instinct should always be this word. Fight
Right.
anything and everything with His word. At the end of the day, hey, what the Lord said, it says, through thy prophets I have hewed them.
Oh, I've slain them by the words of my mouth. Yes.
Hosea 5 and 6, I believe, or 6 and 5.
Yeah, something like that. I think it's I'll get it real quick.
This is how we battle everything. Even in our dreams. We got demons messing with us. What do? We don't try to, fight them up with other shit. No, we trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We rebuke him in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We bring out scripture, so on and so forth. This is what we got to resort to every time we're in trouble.
It's the spirit. You said, man. Years before the truth, man. Years before the truth. In the 90s, man. When I was in high school, I had a dream. Now I didn't know the name yet. You know what I'm saying? But I believed. You see, I had a dream. I was walking on my street, on my block. that I grew up on. Summertime, and I felt presence like behind me in the street. You know what I'm saying? And I turn around and I look, I kid you not, it was a missile, man. Like a USSR, like, missile, ICBM, like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, not huge or anything, but like the size of a car, floating 3 feet high up or so, 3-4 feet high up, like following me real slow. And I turn around and I rebuke it in the name of JC, because I didn't know the name, but, the spirit of just, in my dream, rebuking it in the name of the Lord, man. The true name of the Lord is Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Okay, it's not JC, for the record.
I mean, the point is what? That you resorted to who you thought was the higher power.
Exactly.
You thought was God. Now we have the true wisdom, so now we know who to go to exactly. But the point is, we have to go to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai.
Yep.
Who people ignorantly call what? God and Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
Yeah, the scripture speaks about heaping coals upon your enemy's head, man.
Ooh, yeah.
You don't always have to, resort to, being carnal, man. Somebody do something to you that you don't like, man. The perfect way to, get back at them is, not necessarily turn the other cheek, but, responding in a calm, a calm, respectful manner, man. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that they know that you're not, on that carnal vibration that they're on, man. All right, making sure, you sometimes you can make amends with your enemy, man. All right, just to heap coals upon their head, man. All right, because the minute you respond the way they respond, all right, then that just shows, you've become on their level, man. All right, you've basically jumped down to the same level as them, man. All right, so we don't always have to just jump straight to being carnal, and that's something we all have to learn at one point, but like the brothers getting into, man. You know, we got to use the spirit, you know, really all the time, man. All right.
Right. No. Absolutely. If I could say, you know, fearing the Lord, because vengeance is His. All right. He's gonna rise up to the prey. All right. Don't take matters into your own hand. Know that the Lord is watching and knows all things, and that He's gonna take care of this damn demon. You know, you gotta be the Lord's delight. The scriptures tell you, when your ways please the Lord, He makes your enemies be at peace with you, man. All right. Don't forget that Yahweh Shem Shai controls the hearts of these people out here, man. All right. Just like Proverbs 21:1 says about the king's heart. You know. So you're gonna say something, Alex? Yeah.
God, this is Jeremiah 5 and 14. It says, "Wherefore thus saith Yahweh, power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them." You know. So hey, and it might not. We might not always get the result that we want right away. But the fact that we lean upon Yahweh Shem Shai instead of man, instead of our own personal feelings or whatever the case is, we are going to get revenge upon those that come against us. You know? Whether it's by throwing curses, by telling them, well, look, because you're doing this and you're going off and they don't want to listen. Whether it is that they offended us and whatever the case is, you know? We're always going to, trusting in the Lord, using this word as our weapon, we're going to get the best result as far as concerning revenge upon our enemies than taking matters into our own hands. You know, all we could do is what? Maybe punch somebody in the face. Hey, let's say we knock them out. That's it, right? Nothing else. The Lord could do way, way worse than that, man. You know? So that's what we got to relate to, rely on, so on and so forth, no matter how it may look according to the ways of this world, you know.
How vexing it, you know, may be, you know, how it may look at the moment, you know, whether it feel like, you know, you feel like they're getting away with it at the moment or not, you know, because sometimes your pride will make you want to react because you want to, you know, basically lay judgment at that moment, you know.
Right.
If you feel like, you know, they might be getting away with it, you know, but nah, they ain't getting away with nothing, man. Like the brother said, the Lord can do way more than you can do at that moment to that person, man, you know. The Lord works on way more different levels, spiritual levels, you know, mental levels, you know, emotional levels, you know. So, physical levels, man, you know, the Lord can do way more, man. So we just gotta constantly use the spirit, man. And that goes for people in the world. Esau, Edom, when they, you know, come against the prophets, man, in these last days. Everything, man, you know.
All right, because the word, what? The word touches everything. You know, this is the path and this is the walk of life. Meaning that the Lord touches in every single thing that we could encounter in our lives and gives us the answer and how to deal with it properly. You know? So that's what we gotta do. And we weren't raised with the word, so some things might be like, man, damn, this feels weird doing this. But now we have ultimately, when it feels like that, we ultimately have to have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai that what He said stands. What He said is the best answer, even we might not seem like it is at that moment. You know, this word, the word of Yahweh Shem Shai, is we gotta resort to every time we're in trouble, no matter what kind of trouble we might be facing, because at the end of the day, the scripture touches everything.
And it could be a test too, you know. The Lord puts you in that situation to see if you're gonna, turn to Him. All right, if you're gonna turn to wisdom and use wisdom, you know.
Sure.
Hey, that's it. And with that, we hope this lesson was edifying And exhorting, again, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone who rule well and who taught us this truth, and salutations to all the Akim, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity with charity. Shalom, wa abababal.